The following presentation is for mature audiences only.
Who are you?
He's a fine man.
All hell is broken loose.
He's a great broadcaster.
He's a very powerful guy.
Absolutely brilliant.
Feared by men, adored by women.
He's a smart boy. It's patriotic.
It's no big deal.
It's the end of the world.
I might as well tell you now. He's a monkey.
And how you doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Welcome into another edition of The Wyldeside with Eric Clark. I am your host, Eric Clark, saying thank you for taking time out of your busy day to give my video a watch and a listen. If you like it, like it. If you think other people are going to dig it, give it a share. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, hit the notification button, smash the like button, but most importantly, it's all about engagement here on YouTube. I would love to get to 50,000 subscribers. YouTube would love to help me out in the algorithm, but it's up to you to engage with the channel. All you have to do, throw some horns down in the comment section. Let's go, rockers. Let's get it up to 50,000 subscribers. Throw me some horns down in the comment section. That's all you have to do for YouTube to help me out in the algorithm. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel and or all of the social media linked down below. If you have a song, band, video, something you want me to check out, get over to the Discord server, your one-stop shop for all things Wyldeside. Left-hand side, YouTube reaction requests. Drop a link, a brief description. I will get to it when I can. Today, I was asked to jump into the Wayback Machine. So today, we're firing up the DeLorean, throwing some cabbage in the flux capacitor, and we're heading all the way back to 1975. 1975, Fleetwood Mac released an eponymous record. Even though it wasn't their first, it was just titled Fleetwood Mac. It was the first album without Bob Welch, and it was the first album with Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks. The album exploded after almost 2 years of touring this band did in support of this record. The album was so successful, it gave the world Rhiannon, Over My Head, Landslide, Say You Love Me, and today's song. Without 1975's release of Fleetwood Mac, you never would have had Rumors. So today we're checking out my favorite track, inspired by my sister, whose birthday was yesterday. Today it's Fleetwood Mac, World Turning, on the Wyldeside. Here we go. Excuse me. Pay attention to Lindsey Buckingham's picking and his use of the dobro. Pay attention.
Maybe I'm wrong, but who's to say what's right? I need somebody to help me through the night. World turning. I'm gonna get my feet back on the ground. World turning. Everybody's got me down.
You know, what I love about this song is it has everything. Great guitar, big bottom drum. You're hearing that from Mick Fleetwood. You're hearing that signature depth. This is a simple track. This is a very simple track. Fleetwood Mac, that is World Turning from the 1975 eponymous record. Again, it was the first album with Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks. And this track in particular, the reason I say this album led to Rumors is because this album's making contained the beginnings of a lot of the drama that you heard in Rumors. For example, Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks were on the verge of breaking up when Olsen and Fleetwood reached out and said, hey man, let's bring this guy in because Bob Welch had left. And that was the hypnotized Fleetwood Mac, a little bit more demure Fleetwood Mac. You bring in someone like Lindsey Buckingham and you allow him to harmonize with Christy McVie. This is beautiful harmonization here on every layer. And what really stands out about this track for me anyway, first off, this is what I heard coming out of my sister's room when I was about 6 or 7 years old. And I remember standing there listening to this song in particular and amazed and mesmerized by the hypnotic harmonization that was happening between not just Lindsey and Christy vocally, but musically in this song. Everything is harmonizing, and it's really a couple of different songs. So in 1969, the first Fleetwood Mac album, eponymous album, their debut, contained a song called The World Keeps Turning. And then Lindsey Buckingham had added some stuff to it here. His own, and that happened a lot with The Chain, Landslide were written prior to joining Fleetwood Mac. And then when you combine the great songwriting of Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks with the great songwriting of John McVie and Christy McVie, you get these amazing songs that sound perfect. This song right here is windows down, 60 miles an hour on an open highway song. It is a perfect song. The harmonies are perfect. The hooks are perfect. And what really drives the track is the simplest aspect of the song. So the songs are just layers of sound. The most important layer of this track that really creates the atmosphere of this song is one bass drum. Isn't that amazing? Later on in the track, you can hear him. What I love about Mick Fleetwood, he's such an underrated drummer. When you listen to this track, it's just the simple with some hi-hat work. And then you hear him construct the out of the song. You hear it being constructed in real time, slowly adding the toms, slowly adding the snare. And then by the time he's done, it's creating a full drum sound and everything is on top of it. The guitar is now front and center. The bass is now front and center. So it's a very important song because it coalesced. It showed, because remember, nobody had faith in Fleetwood Mac when Bob Welch left. Bob Welch and Peter Green were the real, as talented as John McVie and Christy McVie were, it was the credulity of Peter Green and later Bob Welch that allowed them to keep recording. They're at a crossroads here. They got a new singer, new songwriter. There's tension in the band. Like, they weren't sure how this was going to work. 5 songs charted. 5 songs off this album hit the charts. So it showed the men in the ties, let's give them more money. And thus, when they moved from England to California, that's when Rumors was made. And my joke has always been, what do you get when you take 5 people who hate each other and a bunch of cocaine? You get Rumors. It's the greatest album of the 70s. And a lot of its formation, a lot of its creation and attitude and atmosphere and Rumors all comes from the recording of not just this song, because this song created problems too. John McVie didn't like it, thought he was being put in the background as a bass player. You know, it's Fleetwood Mac, I'm the Mac in Fleetwood Mac. Imagine having to tell somebody that. Just imagine having to tell somebody that. So he's having an issue with Lindsey Buckingham, believing that he's being, put off to the side and not taken seriously. Stevie Nicks is upset because she had nothing to do with the writing of this song, even though she wrote she wrote Landslide, for crying out loud. But it was still a tension-filled recording session that only grew to the tumultuous recording session that was Rumors. So when you look back at these two brilliant records filled with these brilliant songs, you kind of have to thank drama. You kind of have to thank serious drama going on. But they found a way through all of those obstacles, through all of the things that would normally have just shattered a band, especially a band teetering, which is what they were. Through it all, lightning in a bottle. I talk about that a lot, lightning in a bottle. Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction, Nirvana's Nevermind, Van Halen's first album. These are just perfect, beginning to end. You're never going to get that again. You're never going to get that again. And they did it twice. With the 75 release and then with Rumors. They did it twice, man. And they toured on support of this album for almost 2 years. Almost 2 years, hitting radio stations and doing interviews and really putting in the work. And that just created more tension. So when they got into the studios for Rumors, everybody's on the verge of breaking up except Mick Fleetwood. He's just the guy. It was just craziness, man. But that is a brilliant record. Yesterday was my sister's birthday, and for today, I wanted to do something to really give credit to the person that exposed me really to rock and roll. And I grew as she grew in the music world. I would always sit in my room and have my door open just to hear what my sister was listening to, my oldest sister, Catherine. She's a huge fan of Fleetwood Mac. She's been a fan of Fleetwood Mac since around this time. And I remember Rhiannon, Over My Head, Landslide. I remember Landslide and her and my other sister standing in the bedroom with their curling irons, singing. And that's how indelible Fleetwood Mac is for an entire generation. This, along with Booker T and the MGs and Moody Blues, are the beginnings of my exploration into rock and roll. And it all comes from this particular song, World Turning. It's very reminiscent to me anyway in my personal journey of music, similar to haunting songs that I heard growing up. This is a haunting song. Even though it's not negative, it's not anything like that, the atmosphere and the tone of the song always created this desperation feeling. It was always a feeling of desperation and yearning, and I felt I was too young to be feeling these feelings, but somehow Fleetwood Mac was able to create these brand new adult feelings in me through songs like this. So thank you again very much to my oldest sister. She is the reason or the fault. It's her fault, or it's to her credit that I got into music as heavily as I did, and that I ended up working in radio and rock music as well. Is how I got the job. Hey, man, you know a lot about rock and roll. Well, that all comes from sitting, next to my sister's bedroom and listening to all the music she listened to, from Fleetwood Mac to Grand Funk Railroad to Van Halen to Black Sabbath, Moody Blues. All of that was coming out of that bedroom. And if it weren't for that, and again, this song in particular, I never would have had the urge to dive deeper into the music. So thank you for taking time out of your day to allow me my personal journey through a very important song of mine. And thank you for taking time to hang out with us on the east side of Nashville. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. And again, all YouTube cares about is engagement. So if you could, down below, give me all your memories of Fleetwood Mac back in the day. I love Gen X, man. We love talking about music. So fill me in with all your memories. Anything I missed, anything I got wrong, let me know, because my brain is a card catalog being organized by a monkey on cocaine. So I'm trying to keep everything straight when I do these. Excuse me. But most importantly, throw me some horns. Throw me some rocker horns down there in the comment section. YouTube will think you wrote a whole book, and they'll help me out in the algorithm. I'm trying to get this channel up to 50,000 subscribers, and I need you to help me do that by throwing some horns down in the comment section. If you would like to jump into the Wayback Machine, go over to the Discord server, left-hand side, YouTube reaction requests, read the pinned message, drop a link in a brief description. I'll get to your suggestion when I can. So if you, too, would like to fire up the DeLorean and throw some banana peels in the flux capacitor, by all means, head over to the Discord server. It is your one-stop shop for all things Wyldeside, along with all of our other social media is linked in the description below. Once again, thank you for taking time out of your busy day being awesome to hang out with us on the east side of Music City, USA. Make sure you're looking out for each other. Make sure you're looking out for your neighbor. Try to do at least one good thing a day. I am Eric Clark, and this is The Wyldeside.